There it is.
Hey guys, Sarah and San here from Work Life Glue. Happy to wait for you guys to get on here. Wait for a little bit. We will be talking. If you're on the replay, drop a replay in the comments so we know. And make sure you still engage with us in the comments. Even if you are watching the replay, we love to connect with you guys. And we know sometimes some of you can't get on right away. But we just want to make live in 3 minutes. Why does it say that? Want to make sure this is all working correctly. So hopefully, what's that? Okay. How do we know? It still says 0, so it's making me think. Oh, there we go. Hey guys, happy to have you guys on. Make sure, let us know. Drop a hi in the comments. I guess hi. Say hi, yo. I don't know.
Hi, yo.
Something so they know that. Okay, it must have been delayed. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
maybe.
Good. Okay.
Hi,
Now that I
Robin.
rambled to myself.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Robin.
Hi,
Hi, Nancy. Amy.
Amy.
Okay, good. It's working. I was like, okay. I'm like such a nerd. Okay. So we are super excited you guys are here. We'll just ramble a little bit while people
You'll
hop
ramble
on.
a little bit.
I'll ramble.
I'll give her
Sit
the
up
floor.
straight. Like I feel like, oh gosh. Okay. What's going on? Okay. It's only like our 10th one, right? Okay, so we are going to be doing a Q&A like normal, but at the beginning, I just want to kind of talk about something that's been on my heart that I feel like I have to share with you. If you follow us on Instagram at SarahWLG, at SanWLG, then you know, like I posted about this topic about goal setting. I feel like we're getting chopped off, so let me just, is that better? Yeah,
Sure.
Okay, sorry. Okay, that's better. You can see more of our body. So anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we start, I thought we'd just give a little overview of our week. So we did our last live last Wednesday, a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
What happened Thursday?
You got sick.
I was throwing up. Closed the daycare Friday. Who was throwing up on Friday?
Brian.
Who was throwing up Saturday?
Celia.
And who was throwing up Sunday? So, yeah. We were just like plagued with this really nasty stomach bug, maybe norovirus, not quite sure, but it's like aggressive but quick. So thankfully it was over quickly, but I literally, San worked Thursday night. I should have asked my mom to come help.
Yeah, you should have.
Because I had only eaten one thing and then it was out of my body and I was so weak by the end of the day. I was carrying Bryony up to bed and I had to like almost throw her in the crib and then I had to lay on the floor for like 5 minutes because I couldn't get back up. I was like gonna pass out.
And I couldn't leave because I was in the middle of putting the dinner out. So
that was fun times. But we're here. So and we're healthy.
It hit me really hard and fast.
Yeah, yours
I got over it
fast.
in like a matter of like maybe 5 hours. Honestly.
Yeah, it was helpful.
It was quick.
It's like,
really
please
quick.
don't be a man cold, please.
It was not.
He was tough. He was tough for me. I appreciate that. So let us know what was the last bad illness that hit your household and what was it? That was definitely ours. And it's ironic because 2 years ago, we had the exact same thing, the exact same weekend, the very first weekend of the year. We all had norovirus, all of us and all of the daycare kids and all of the daycare parents were all throwing up all like Friday night into Saturday. Yeah. But nobody had to like call off sick from work or anything because it was a weekend, except he had to go to work. But anyway.
Hi guys.
Okay, good to see you guys. Okay, we've got a lot of people on, so that's awesome.
So
I think we'll jump right in. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. Hopefully most of you have seen our little like goal setting live. It was my very first glue stick chat with you guys back in November, I want to say. And I just really shared my heart, tried to inspire you guys about goal setting, about like, why not? Why not you? Why not step out on a limb and go after your dreams? And now that it's the new year, and, you know, a lot of us have set goals and resolutions. I just think it's a good time now to check in with you guys and just see where are you at, because I was kind of reflecting during my miracle morning, the past couple mornings, about where I'm at and what I tend to be drawn toward when it comes to progress and goal setting. And I am a dreamer through and through. Like, I love to dream big. I love to imagine. Like, I've been that way my whole life. That's why I loved the English major, and I was an English teacher, because I just love like fantasizing and all that kind of stuff. So I have found, for me, something I tend to do with goals is I will spend all this time dreaming and researching. Like, we both love to research. Like, give us a product to research and we'll like know it back and forth and everything and give you the best deal and whatever.
Yeah.
We love to research, and I will spend all this time like thinking of the perfect way to start, looking up all the angles of the goal and whatever it is, and I don't actually start. And sometimes if I really reflect back, like, I'm sure I could find times where I dreamed and researched and schemed, and I lost the motivation. So my advice to you guys is start while it's fresh. Don't wait to have the perfect whatever it is. Don't wait to look at it from every angle. You may even start and do the wrong thing, but you can always go back, try again. But the thing is, if you don't start, you're probably going to lose the motivation and you might never start. And I don't want to see that for you guys. So I just want to give a couple examples. For example, like the keto diet, you all know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting back into it after Christmas and being sick, and now I'm trying to get back into intermittent fasting and keto, and I can't resist the carbs at lunchtime because I'm so hungry. So I'm working on it. But when I first started the keto diet last year, I spent all this time researching, and I'm like, okay, I'll start it on this day, and up until that day, I'm gonna research and find the best recipes and find the best YouTube channels and watch what they eat and all this stuff. And it's like, that was like a whole month or two that I could have just started, and I would have lost weight a lot faster.
I think I brought the idea to you like a long time ago.
Yeah, and it took a long time.
To convince you to start it.
So. And thankfully, the motivation didn't go away, but I spent all this time like down on myself about my body and just feeling like, ugh, when I could have actually been doing something about it. And I've learned this little nugget that just came to me. A lot of times, it's not even making the progress, it's just doing the action that gives you confidence. Like, I felt good about my body, even though I hadn't changed yet, because I knew I was doing something good for it.
Right.
So if you're working on your dreams, you're going to get a confidence that you wouldn't have just scheming and dreaming. Even if it's not going the way you want yet, it's still going to give you this confidence to keep going and reinvigorate your motivation if you just start. And because you'll feel this pride, like, okay, I'm doing it, I'm starting, and it rubs off on other people.
A lot of people are always like, what motivates you? How do you get motivated? I'm lacking motivation. And I honestly think motivation can be kind of garbage sometimes, because a lot of it has to do with just doing the repetitions, not just
forcing
doing it.
Yourself,
yeah, just doing it, whether or not you want to do it or not. Like we said, guys, like the 5-second rule, Mel Robbins, that is life changing. We're
very good book.
Serious about that book. Follow her on all our social media and everything. Like, she says, you know, motivation is fleeting. You can be super motivated one week, kind of motivated the next week, and then nothing the next week. It's just a matter of getting up and just getting after it. Honestly, like,
a lot of that's kind of what I was saying. Like, sometimes you start and the motivation comes then. Like, because you see your body. That with the keto diet, that is so true for me. As I saw the second time around I did it, and I started seeing all this weight go, and I was like, wow, okay, I'll keep going. Like, okay, how far can I push this? Like, that motivated me. Just feeling proud of myself and all that stuff. So I totally agree with that. If the motivation is there, use it. If not, start either way, and it's going to come one way or another.
Like Megan says, it's all about the mindset. That is correct.
Yes, I'm huge on mindset, and I want to do a lot more videos and talks and stuff about what I'm learning over time. But anyway, okay, that was my little talk to you guys.
Good job.
I actually had more. Can I keep going, or?
It's up to you.
Anyway, so that was just my little kick in the pants for you guys. Get started. Like, if you're waiting for a sign from the universe, this is your sign. Whatever it's in your heart, starting a business, losing weight, trying for a baby,
anything,
quitting your job, like starting working out, having weekly dates with your spouse, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter what it is, as long as, you know, it's moral or whatever. But this is your sign to get started. Don't wait. And this is like me talking to myself as well. So, okay, we're going to jump into questions. If you guys have a question, we will try to like get to yours for sure. But I ask on Instagram and Facebook and our YouTube community tab. And people post questions there, and I just kind of accumulate them so we have something to go off of and can kind of think about our answers ahead of time so that we can actually give good answers. But if you guys have any questions, make sure you pop them in. We're going to start with non-daycare related questions. There were a lot of just like personal questions that I want to get to.
Yeah.
And we'll save the more daycare related questions at the end. But I just want to say hi to you guys. So Megan, China, Tamara, Leslie, MJ, Robert, Brittany, Katie, awesome. Hi guys, Sandra. Okay. Laura.
Carol Lynn, I've never heard that name before.
Christy. Okay. Great. Okay, I'm so excited, guys. So we're gonna try to stay on topic.
I usually leave these questions.
Yeah, you can lead
because I kind of.
Well, a lot of them are kind of more to me because.
But that's okay because I can chime in on some stuff. How do you start your miracle morning? This is more of a Sarah question.
Okay, so if you guys don't know what the miracle morning is, where have you been? It's a book by Hal Elrod. That sounded like Hal. Hal Elrod, H-A-L. Really life-changing book for me. I read it in 2015, and I started my miracle morning right beginning of 2016. And so how I started, I did a lot of research. I was thinking about that when I was like, I waited a long time. I personally waited because I was doing a nanny job where I started work at like 6 and had to commute with Celia a lot of the time. So it just didn't make sense to try to do it then. But I knew when I started my daycare, I would be opening at 7 and, I could get Celia on a good schedule and whatnot. So I started it, what would that be, 3 years ago now? And how did I start? I just, read the book and.
That was during your PPD too, wasn't it?
No, that was the year next year. But yeah, I don't know how did I start. I just started doing it. And then I, tweak it as I go. What it looks like now is way different than how it looked like back then. I've changed things. The more I learn about successful people, the more I integrate because they all have some kind of morning routine and it's just really cool to learn from. And I just adapt it as I, feel the need and get inspired and stuff like that. Another question about that. Do you ever just want to skip your miracle morning for 1 week and sleep in a bit more? Yes. And I have done that. I am not perfect. There are plenty of mornings I haven't done it. I like doing it. It really starts my day off on the right foot. But when the girls were sick, I didn't get up and do it then. When, over Christmas, I didn't really do it. I just wanted to catch up on sleep and be with my family and stuff like that. But in general, I pretty much do it if I get enough sleep, I guess.
This one kind of works with it.
Yeah. Christy, why do you choose to do work from 4 to 5 and then your miracle morning? Oh, that's a good question. So I do work. So I usually edit videos from 4 a.m. to 5, mostly because to me, it's kind of not mindless work, but it's okay if my brain is in a fog and I just enjoy it. And it's just a fun thing. And I have deadlines, so I'd rather my daughters cut into my miracle morning time than my work time, if that makes sense, because I have specific things I want to get done.
Treating this as work, whereas miracle morning is your hobby.
My miracle morning is my cherry on top of my morning.
It's your you time.
It's my me time. I mean, my editing and stuff is my me time too, but I have specific things I need to get done. So I think that's why I do it that way. And it's just easier to wake up while I'm doing that than, because I do get up very early. And so to try to read at 4 is really hard for me, but to sit in front of a computer screen and listen to things isn't so hard. So I think that's why. I don't really know if I had a good reasoning of why, but I guess that's why. Okay, let's see. Okay, another question. I just want to make sure I get to these miracle morning questions. Do you get up before your kids on the weekends to do your miracle morning? Sometimes. Yeah, probably more often no than yes. I still get up before them almost every time, but I don't always do my miracle morning. I'll sometimes just work on stuff. or just hang out. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Just depends on how I'm feeling. Okay, let's try to answer some of these. So Kara, sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. What do you and Sam do to keep your marriage strong?
Do you want an honest answer, guys?
It's not. It's all. No, just kidding.
I think I've come to realize that what keeps us strong and keeps us our head on a swivel and in check is we call each other out on BS.
That's true.
You know, I'm not afraid to tell her, like, hey, you are driving me nuts. You shouldn't talk to me that way. Don't do that.
I appreciate that too.
And she does that to me too. Whether or not we both want to hear it is what we have to do sometimes, because sometimes we get really stressed out. You know, we'll have a hard day and we blow up at each other and we're like, whoa. I didn't do anything.
Or at the kids, and, you know, and we'll be like, hey,
calm down a little bit.
You know,
like,
don't take your day out on them or whatever.
It's that, and just I could talk her ear off, guys. Like, that's open a communication and routines for communication. That's in order for you. Open communication. Always talking. Like, I think that's kind of what they're asking.
Well, I guess, like,
routine.
And we've started doing.
We do check-ins on Sundays.
Well, so on Sundays we do like a planning session. We go through our planners and write stuff down. That has helped a lot. Like, honestly, I feel like we have not fought really in quite a while that I can think of. Not memorable anyway. And because a lot of our disagreements, a lot of my issues with him, which is usually what the fights start with, is me being angry at him, had to do with planning and stuff that was supposed to be, I always say, like, off my plate. It's on his. Kept coming back onto mine. And so him using a planner and having these planning sessions has helped so much.
Thankfully, a lot of things lately haven't been so, like, do or die, or, you know, like, some things that can just kind of, all right, that'll get done eventually. No worries. Like, petty stuff. It's not like you forgot to get so-and-so a present. What were you thinking? That's a big deal. You know, like, it hasn't been that bad.
Well, and you've been really good at staying on top.
I've been trying really hard.
Yeah. So I would say, and I think he, after
a long time,
how many years? Really a long time, has realized, like, that is my love language. Like, quality time and tasks. And so when he wasn't doing a task that he had agreed to, that we had both, like, agreed was his task, I felt very, like, unappreciated, disrespected, like, because to me it felt like, well, she'll just do it anyway. And that felt so disrespectful. I know that's not what he was thinking. He just forgot. But over time, that's what was getting to me and how I was feeling. And so as we've learned more about each other and I've communicated with him why I feel a certain way, you know, it's helped him step up and change that routine. And something I had been begging him to do for many years. Like, just use a planner. I don't care what it is, or also, whatever.
Like, as much as she can be kind of, I wouldn't use the word uptight about it, I also have to remind him, like, I'm a human. Like, I'm gonna mess up. Just give me some slack. And she's been really working on that too.
I have been. So hopefully that answers. When you have set multiple goals, how do you make sure you are dedicating enough time to each goal and not jumping around and getting nothing accomplished? That's really good. So, guys, another question. I'll kind of tie these two together. Somebody else asked me. Where did it go? Somebody asked me about finding your why. And both of these come back to power sheets, I guess. Like, I've known my why before the power sheets, but if you have never done these, I would highly recommend them. I'm not affiliated or anything, because there are like 30 pages like 60 pages of prep work that you do to figure out your why, and a lot of it is like reverse engineering. So you think of where you want to be at the end of your life. What kind of memories do you want to have? How do you want to feel looking back on your life? And then you figure out, like, what steps do I need to get there? And that's how you set up your goal. So do you want to be healthy when you're 80, looking back on your life? Okay, so what should I be doing now to make sure I'm healthy at 80? Do I want to have a retirement fund and not be relying on the government? Yes. Okay, so what do I need to do that? So, you know, you just think of all the areas. And for me, when I was going through this, I could have set so many goals, But I decided to keep it simple. So that's going back to this other question of goals. So this year, just so you guys, I can be like totally transparent. Let me open it up. I'm not going to share my goals necessarily, but I have 5 goals, and there are room for 6, 7, 8 in here. And I'll share a couple of them. Some are business related, so I'm not going to share those. But I want to have a strong bond with my husband and daughters. I want to lose weight, and I have a certain, I think I've shared it already. I want to weigh 120 pounds is my absolute goal, like dream body weight. And then another goal is to create a strong, bulletproof inner world. And what I mean by that is mentally, I want to just be so strong and positive that like nothing can knock me down.
Right.
I mean,
and
most things
that's
don't knock me
something
down.
that is one of her big goals, because like she has a tendency to kind of
worry
too
doubt.
much, or like take someone's opinion and like let it really eat away at her. And I'm trying to help her with that too, but
it's something I need to do. And so like that, and my goals kind of go together. So if I can have a strong, bulletproof inner world, I'm going to be better to my family and have better bonds with them. And if my mind is healthy, in turn, my body can be healthy too. Like if I'm not feeling good, I'm not going to eat well. But if I'm feeling good, I'm more likely to stick to my diet. And it will help me with my business goals. Like all of these things kind of go hand in hand. But I do totally understand how it can get overwhelming. Like I have all these goals. So I would say like see how you can fit them together. Maybe put some off, like just focus on a couple right now and then wait on the others. Or just set little tiny micro goals for each of those. So like losing weight, if that's one of yours and it's feeling overwhelming on top of everything else, what's one thing you can do every week? Maybe one workout a week. Like just pick something small you can do to make progress towards that and break it down, because it can get really overwhelming. And that's why I love this, because it forces you to think of those little micro goals and little tasks you can do. So you do feel like you're making progress when the goal still seems like, oh my gosh, so far away. How will I ever get there? Hopefully that, so right now I have 5 main goals, but I mean, I have so many other goals. I'd love to start a garden. I have like, there's tasks too, like, and then there's just life that happens. So, I mean, I'm not every day thinking, okay, am I making progress on this, 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 and this? But I just know they're all in the back of my mind, and I'm starting to create routines and things to make sure I'm working on those. So that's another tip, is to find ways to like routinize, is that a word? Routinize your goals. So like for me, that's why I get up at 4. Last year I had a goal to work more on our videos and do 3 videos a week. And I was like, where can I find the time to do the editing? 4 a.m. I'll go to bed earlier and I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and now it's just part of my routine. So I'm making progress on those, but I don't really even think about it because it's just like, something I do.
Like when you want to lose weight, like
you have to
my
make it a lifestyle.
pocket of time for me is like extremely early in the morning. Like I get up at 4 a lot of days, so I can be in our home gym by 4:30, 4:45, depending on the day. So that way I have the rest of the day to do whatever it needs to be done. I don't have to worry about it or something like that. Or,
so yeah, make routines, really dive into and reverse engineer your life. Think of where you want to be. And don't bite off more than you can chew. If it's too many goals, and even if you try to make routines, it feels like too much, then it's probably too much. And I had like 8 goals written down and I had to erase a few because I was like, just not going to happen this year.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And maybe they will. Maybe I'll, change my mind. That's okay too. Let's see.
Here, you did that one.
Okay. How many? Oh, I feel like I'm watching myself talk. Thank you guys. Okay. So let's see. Is this up to date?
Yeah, it's up to date.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm getting to everything. Okay. How have you seen success with the law of attraction in your life? Okay. I feel weird talking about this because I'm still very new to the law of attraction, and I know we have a lot of Christian subscribers, and I don't want to ever like say the wrong thing. Like I don't ever want to like speak wrongly of my faith or anything like that, but I have been really, really into the law of attraction from a biblical standpoint. And I want to do more videos on it. I'm still kind of like scared, but I've realized like everything I've learned about success and vision boards and the miracle morning all like ties back into the law of attraction. And so that's another thing. I've been working on my mindset, and a lot of it has to also do with that, like what you think you attract, and like attracts like, and what you focus on expands, and all of these principles that I truly do believe now. And I believe they're found in the Bible, and all these things. So what was the actual question? Sorry.
It's over here.
Sorry.
Have you seen success?
How have you seen? So this is going to sound silly, but do you guys see this TV? Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. I can't really show it without like knocking over everything, but
oh wait, you messed it up.
Can you fix it? Okay. So I'll wait because it might not be.
Sorry if this is loud.
Yeah. Sorry guys. Sarah got a
way to go.
urge and I wasn't really thinking. Okay. Okay. What size was our old TV?
32.
A 32-inch TV.
It was like 7 years old.
And you look really short. Is it because of the camera? It is because of the camera. How do I?
You just don't touch it.
It's not fun at all. Sorry, guys. Okay, okay, scooch over. Okay, we had a 32-inch TV. We weren't planning on getting a new one, but we had mentioned, that would be really nice to get a new TV. And I had kind of started thinking,
and we've never really looked for one.
No, but I had spent some time thinking, what would I do with the old TV? Where would I put it? What would I do? Blah, 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 blah. And I had been doing this like 21-day money attraction thing just to kind of see what happened that I found online, and was working on manifesting some money. Sam comes home. What does he tell me?
Oh yeah, by the way, our hotel's getting rid of some TVs, and we get first dibs.
So we got a free
42-inch TV.
42-inch TV out of nowhere. Like, it was just crazy. And I was like, I totally attracted that. Can I talk about what you just told me?
No.
Okay. Well, okay. There's other things that I can't share, but like, I've just been, okay, I don't want to share too much because I know I'm just going to sound crazy.
You might want to, like, I don't know, save it maybe for another chat.
Okay, maybe for another chat, because I know not everybody would be interested in it. Okay.
Time if you
but I've just been like not seeing things, but like noticing things that I hadn't noticed before. Things have been happening now that I've changed my mindset, and I feel a lot better. So like, I'm just interested to see over time what happens, but I truly do believe it. Let me think. Sarah C said, Scripture says, "For as a man thinks, so is he." Yes. But she said, but I think the issue I have with law of attraction is the idea that we can do all things at our own strength instead of through Christ. And see, I don't see law of attraction that way. I see it as like,
he gives you this.
We're created in God's image. So we are creators. I mean, look at all the things that people have created on earth. But I believe God's working with us on it. And that we don't, like, when we're attracting things, it's his laws and principles and purpose for a life that's bringing those things, if that makes sense.
Right.
Anyway, I don't want to go off too far on this. Okay. Let's see. Are you people who enjoy being busy and on the go?
You want me to answer that question? No, I don't like it. And we happen to do that though because Sarah is, cooped up here with the kids all week long, and she just is like, I want to get out of the house. And I just am like, I know how the girls behave when we get out of the house. I know how Bryony acts when we go to restaurants, but I suck it up and say, okay, let's go.
We haven't gone to restaurants for quite a while.
Because Bryony can't handle it. She loses her mind.
Okay, before daycare, was I someone who liked to be on the go?
No, not really.
Somewhat.
You like to do things and go, but like we didn't.
I never feel satisfied sitting around. Very rarely. Okay. At the end of the day, that's different. But like, I don't like watching tons of TV and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm wasting my life, quite honestly.
We like being busy with like family time stuff, but I don't like being busy like we have to run 1,000 errands and then like our kids like just tear throughout the whole store. So, I don't like that at all.
Yeah. So like I like doing, but I don't like looking at my planner and seeing like 10 things we have to do on the weekend. I like having open time and being like, oh, maybe we'll go do this. Or maybe we'll go do that.
She's been a lot better about being more spontaneous.
Yeah.
sort
I
of.
think daycare helps though, because I'm like,
yeah.
I need to get out of the house. I'm going to Target.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really answers it, but okay, let's see. Regarding YouTube, how do you choose which videos to post? Any back-end research go into it? So my main way I figure out videos to post is what I feel like and what I'm doing. So now we do the Sunday videos. So that is already planned. Like I'm just going to film what I do the weekend before and post it the next weekend. And then I've been trying to do a lot more videos like just of my life. Like I did the storage room. That was just something I wanted to do. So I filmed it. I purged the whole house. That's a video coming up. Our coming in center, I redid that. And so I filmed that. So it's a lot of just like the urge I get. But I also think of like what kinds of videos do people actually watch on our channel? And will they actually watch this video? If there's videos in the past that I loved filming, but nobody watches them, I probably am not going to keep putting them out.
That's exactly where it comes with, like, I know you guys request these cooking videos until, like, you know,
in
to
the
end of
comments,
time.
yeah.
But it's like, we've seen the numbers and we've looked at it, and it's like, those don't get as many, you know, as much as what views as we want them to get. And, like, trust me, I would dedicate, I had to dedicate a lot of time to put those things together and plan, like, you know, I don't cook by recipe. If you know me, Sarah knows this.
Yeah.
I cook by feel, by the, you know, how the groove of it, you know, from the heart. So it's like, for me to sit down and pen down a teaspoon of this, a tablespoon of that, and blah blah blah, and write out the steps, it's just like, it's extra
it's a
time
ton
consuming.
of work for like no views. And to us, it's not like about money. It's just like, but nobody watched it. Like it wasn't blessing anybody. So we don't want our videos to just do nothing. Like that's not the point. We want to help people. And so it's kind of a balance. Like I just saw that our storage room video, like that's doing really well. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm planning to already do a lot of decluttering this year. So
and
I'll just film it.
We could be wrong. I mean, we can go back a year from now and like, wow, I actually got way more than we thought.
So I do go in and analyze, but really the main thing I do is what am I passionate about? And then I go a step further, like would anybody actually watch that? So there's stuff I'm passionate about that I don't film because nobody would actually watch. But in general, they kind of go hand in hand. So because I want to be authentic. I don't ever want to like become a person who does videos just because people like them, but I don't like them. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe you should answer this one.
I have to answer this next question carefully. I know Santa's a sous chef, but would you ever want to open up a restaurant? So there are things going on behind the scenes that I can't share right now, guys, unfortunately. But, you know, a long time ago, I said, you know what? I think by age 30, I'm going to open up a restaurant. And I'm 30 now. However, you know, considering...
Times change.
Yeah, times change. And in the field, the current, not field, but like industry, I mean, the hotel industry is like, the next step is to be an executive chef. And, you know, if that happens... You know, that's almost like owning your own restaurant. I get to kind of,
without any of the risk.
You know, make the most recent menu, a lot of it, and I'm constantly tweaking recipes and I'm trying new things and I'm always running things by the executive chef. So it's like
you don't have to put any of your own money in.
Yeah, so I guess that's like the next closest thing. But yeah, would I love to own a restaurant one day? Maybe.
Well, and we've talked about.
I've dreamed of like opening up just an awesome like barbecue place or like burger place. Or I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, but it's like the time, the money investment in like away from family is just it's a big risk, guys.
That's the biggest thing we've talked about. Like he had that dream before we got married, before we had children, and his job already takes so much time away from our family and a lot of, you know, headaches, if I'm just being honest, with planning and scheduling and I don't regret it or anything, but like we've had to make a lot of sacrifices for it. And a restaurant, if you own a restaurant, you are like,
it's like your second marriage.
All there all the time. Your kids are working there. Like to me, and you know, we will share more over time, but we've come up with some other ideas that use
my talents,
his talents, and the way that times have changed to go hand in hand so that
we can like, you know,
kind of do the best of both worlds, I guess you could say. That's all we're going to say. Okay. Okay. How are you not exhausted throughout the day with not having a lot of sleep?
if you guys have watched the past couple of live streams, you see me yawning a lot, and it's because
I was really tired last time too.
I go to bed. We go to bed. And we get decent sleep, but it's like we push ourselves mentally and physically so hard. I mean, as a cook all day, you know, and you know she's with kids all days, and that can be exhausting. And by 7 o'clock, I can't sometimes. I literally can't just do it anymore. So, what keeps me going is my family. You know, my goals. Like, it's not like I said, motivation is fleeting, but I just have this. Just keep my mindset. That's really what it is. And coffee. You know? For
me, so I get seven-ish hours of sleep. Most nights I'm in bed asleep by 9 usually, and I wake up at 4. So that's 7 hours. I mean, lately because of the sickness and stuff, the girls have been getting up, and so it has not. And then I was having trouble getting back to sleep, which really sucks. But on a good night, I get 7 hours, and so that I feel like I function just fine off that. And I was finding, even when I was getting 8 hours, getting up at 5, going to bed at, what would that be, 9? Going to bed at 9, getting up at 5. I was still falling asleep on the couch at like 8. And so I just decided I'll just, I was going to bed at 10, getting up at 5. So it's still 7 hours. But I would fall asleep on the couch at like 9. So I was like, why don't I just go to bed earlier, get up earlier?
Right.
Anyway, and coffee helps. And I feel like during the day, I'm not tired. At the end of the night, yes. So sometimes we just go and lay in bed at 7:30, even if we don't need to go to bed early because we're tired. And we're like,
we're parents.
Let's kind of hang out. Maybe we'll watch a show.
We're not saying that our kids are any different than the other kids, but
they're difficult
ages right now. And Bryony's like especially needy. Not sure why.
So
you know, when Celia is just so, you know,
emotional.
Lately, so
exhausting.
But you know, we love them to death, but that drains us a lot too. And my coworker's like, "Oh, why are you so tired, man?" I'm like, "Come on, I have 2 kids. They're under 4, and I have a job that's mentally and physically demanding. I'm gonna be tired."
Got me.
Heaven forbid I yawn. And I have Sarah.
I just feel like we're just so like focused on what we're doing. I don't really think about being tired.
And the nights go so fast, and you just like
and then we kind of crash. Like
that's okay. That's a good sleep.
Okay, let's see. No more. Okay.
Unless you want to answer that one, but I don't know. I don't have anything.
Oh yeah, what books are on your to-read list for 2019? Nancy asked. Take a while.
So I have an Audible account, and I'm in limbo for what I want to read. I have 4 credits. So if you guys have any suggestions on any genre, anything, I will give it a listen because I just need to use up those credits. Honestly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. They're all like in our bookshelf, but there's a book about being introverted. I think it's called The Introvert Advantage because I am introverted. What the heck? Anyway, sorry, weird comments. I'm trying to think. I just am finishing up Laura Casey's Cultivate. I kind of have so many on my list, but I can't think of any of them.
Yeah.
No Bad Kids. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I want to read some more like parenting.
There's supposed to be like another one too, like Girl Wash Your Face. That's coming up.
Yeah,
soon.
Courtney was just telling me about that. My friend Courtney. Okay. Let's see. Do you ever struggle with guilt over missing church so much? So lately, we've been able to go pretty much every Sunday, and there was a time period where we weren't going a lot. Like he was working a lot of Sundays, and Bryony did not do well in the nursery, but she also like did not do well staying with me. And so it was just like so stressful to do it by myself. Now she does really well in the nursery, and Celia goes to like a kid focused, sermon time, whatever, to learn. And so even if I go by myself, like I can actually get something out of it. I don't want to like cry by the end because my child is like a toddler and getting in everything and being really embarrassing. So we've been going a lot, but I would say if you're feeling a lot of guilt, like try to watch sermons online what he used to do is meet with our pastor like weekly, was it?
Yeah.
As much as he could, because he wasn't always able to make it to church and he couldn't like join a Bible study because of his hours. So he just made time to like go sit with our pastor and talk. They'd like read a book together and talk about it.
Yeah. I read a chapter and then we would discuss it.
Yeah, like a biblically based book. But
guilt really isn't the word. because you shouldn't feel guilt if you miss going. I don't think.
It might be because
I think it's just missed opportunity.
To get you there. Yeah.
Like, oh, I really wanted to go, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm sinning, I'm going to hell.
Right.
None of that. Which I've had a Sunday school teacher do that to me once, where they've guilted me into going to church, saying God would love it if he went to church today. I'm like, he loved it regardless, if I went or not. Like there's no,
that really turned him off to a street for a long time.
At least that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think guilt shouldn't be a thing if you miss it.
Right. Okay. These are more daycare related now. We'll head into. Do you have an accountant? We do. And they, not necessarily specialize in daycare, but they've done a lot of daycare taxes. So I feel like comfortable that they know what they're doing. And I hand over so much on my end since I know what I'm doing. So I feel like there's not a whole lot of ways to mess it up. Hopefully, I don't want to jinx myself. Have you ever had those I want to quit daycare and stay home with my kids moments? Guys, I've had those moments with my own children where I'm like, what was I doing becoming a parent? And if you're watching this in the future, girls, I love you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just, it's hard. Yeah, there's plenty of times like I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? This is so hard. Like, but there are so many reasons why I do it. There's so many benefits. It's great for our family. I try to stop and think every day. I get to be with my children and their best friends every day, even if they're driving each other crazy and driving me crazy. It's better than being at somebody else's house driving other people's parents crazy, I guess. Some days I probably wouldn't agree with that, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I get to see all those little moments. I get to cherish these kids and be, Celia's in gymnastics with 2 of my old daycare kids. And like, we plan that because we're still really good friends and everything. And just to see those girls run to me in their little leotards yesterday and give me the biggest hug and like, just keep looking over at me when they're doing the gymnastics to see if I'm smiling and paying attention. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah. Like, I get to do that. And I don't always think of it that way, but we're making such an impact on these kids' lives. So I try, I have my days, trust me, but at the end of the day, most days, like, I can't even tell you what was stressful about my day. It was probably involving poop. It's probably involving like with the kids, like it was probably involving bickering, but does it really matter? No, like it's still a good job.
When we do our in-home interviews with these parents, we say we treat these kids and we love these kids just like they're our own, and we really do.
Sometimes
we
better.
Want the absolute.
So they don't drive me as crazy.
We want the absolute best for every single kid that comes into this daycare of ours. Of course, we're gonna have days where we just want to shut it down and say no more kids, but it's a pretty big responsibility to have on your shoulders to shape and mold these kids and hope for the best and to please their parents at the same time,
Yeah, for sure. Somebody asked how much money I make. I am not going to share that. I just don't feel comfortable. What do you do if a 1-year-old won't sleep unless they're being held?
What do you for you?
No, I'm answering that. I'm going to answer it. 1-year-old.
I just want to see what the
okay. There's a lot of other questions I want to ask, but if a 1-year-old cannot sleep without being held,
then
how long have they been in care? If they've been in care since an infant, I would hope that had been resolved until then. But if they're a new 1-year-old, I would be talking to that parents and saying, how are they sleeping at home? Why are you holding them at home? Because most likely if they won't sleep unless being held with you, they're being held at home.
Yeah.
And I would probably say, like, you have 2 weeks to match your sleeping habits at home to what I do at daycare, or you're going to have to find a new daycare, because I'm not dealing with that. I don't hold my own kids when they're sleeping. Like, if parents are going to work on getting their child ready, okay, been in care 6 months. Oh my gosh. Are parents working with you on getting them to sleep? Like, Bryony is crying. Sorry, guys. Do you want to go put our binky back in?
Yeah, then I gotta
He's
go.
Gotta go. But I would say, Stan's gotta go, guys. Sorry. I would sit down with the parents and say, this is not working. I have however many other kids I have to deal with. I can't hold this child while they're sleeping. Like, I need a break. I need to care for the other kids if they wake up or whatever it may be, and give them a time frame. I would say, like, if I don't see it get better in 3 weeks, no improvement, then we're going to have to start looking at alternatives. Like, that's so hard. And they really need to see how important that is. Bryony's, it's getting louder because Sam's going in there and she's right by us. But that's tough. But sleep is a huge thing and parents have to be on the same page. I've had difficult sleepers before, but none of them I had to hold. I just can't imagine that being like an expectation of you. Sorry, Susan. I don't know. That's really tough. Have you moved houses and in turn had to move the daycare to your new home? I have not. I have friends who have. And gosh, I'm trying to think of what they did. I think they tried to schedule it so that they were closed for like a week and then back open. So they plan like the relicensing and everything. I'm sure it is insanely stressful. It can be done. I would definitely have try to save a lot of money so that, you know, if something goes wrong and you can't reopen when you want to, that you're still okay financially. I've thought of like, what if we did move? What would we do? I don't know. It would be really hard, but I know plenty of people have done it. You just have to hope that everything lines up, because I know with closing and stuff, you know, it can sometimes not go the way you had anticipated. But yeah, Christy asked, what's your next YouTube goal? You're doing such a great job. Thank you. We just hit 15,000 subscribers, which is really, really cool. I don't know. Like, I don't really have ideally, like if I was really dreaming about the numbers, I would love to double this year. So get to 30,000 or more. I feel like once you hit a certain point, it goes faster. But I'm still like working on like giving the best content, working on doing better thumbnails and titles and editing I'm working on. I don't really have like a specific metric as far as that. I just want to see improvement, and I'd love to do, I don't know, I've just been thinking of lots of different things I could do just to make my channel serve you guys better, basically. Like, what do you want to see? What are your goals for my channel? I don't know. I don't know. I kept trying to remember how many subscribers we had last year. I think we were at 8,000. So I think we almost doubled in a year. So I feel like we could do it again. That just seems so big, but it's definitely possible. Priscilla, may you continue to reach for a high-achieving family life. So glad you strive as Christian couple, family, and quality business and job worker. Love and praying for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nicole asks, when you plan a vacation, how soon do you tell your daycare parents? So I personally give out all my days off in November or December for the whole year. So I've already planned weeks off and days off and stuff like that. And then we just fill it in. So we did have like a cabin week planned in the summer with my parents. So we got that on the books because they know, like, I need to know. But as otherwise, like, we have, Sid and I will plan like 2 days off here, 2 days off there. And then we figure out what we're going to do on those 2 days later on. I think I have it in my contract. I have to give 2 weeks notice, but I ideally would give months notice just personally. That's just me. That's how I do it. Christy, LOL, my goal for your channel is that you keep up these lives so I can ask you anything I want. Awesome. Yes. I love this. It's so fun for me. And I just love helping you guys and supporting you guys. Christy has a channel, you guys. Christy Posner. Go follow her. But yeah, and she also had said that we moved on a Friday and reopened daycare the following Monday. So family helped get us set up. That's insane. Moved on a Friday, reopened on a Monday. Superhero mama. I don't know how you did that. Okay, any last questions, you guys, before we wrap it up? Do you still like the Q&A? Do you want me to talk more on specific topics? I like the Q&A, but I don't want to keep doing it forever if you guys don't like it. So let me know What do you want me to talk about? I have this just to give you guys like a little sneak peek. So I have like all the videos filmed for January pretty much already, and I'm working on February and ideas, and I have been wanting to put a vision board up in our home for so long, but it's like very personal, and I don't want like daycare families to see it and family to see it and like judge. Like, it's very personal, and so I've never done one that's like displayed because I'm like, where would I put it? I found the perfect spot in our bedroom behind our door. Like, our door opens, and so it would be blocking it most of the time. But when our door is shut, we would see it. And it's like the perfect 3-foot wide space for like a big cork board that maybe I paint or put fabric on. I'm not really sure yet. And then I'm going to put pictures out. And so I want to do like a vision board with me video. So stay tuned for that if you guys are interested. It's going to be like a pre-filmed, edited video, not like a live, but I will be filming as I do it. So yes, Christy. Oh, and Amy, I had meant to ask you. Amy had asked, sorry guys, I'm trying to find it. One of the books you use in your Miracle Morning costs $40. Is there one similar on the cheaper side? Amy, do you remember which book costs $40? I don't know. I don't know the prices of them, and maybe it like, you know, sometimes the prices on Amazon like spike out of nowhere and then they come back down. So if you let me know the book, if it's one of the Sidekick journals, they are a little more spendy. I personally got them free because I wanted to try them out, and they had offered them to me if I did a video on them. I love them, but I don't think you need them. So don't feel like that's essential to do Miracle Morning. I think they're a great tool, but if you don't want to spend it, don't spend it. They're definitely not necessary. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Some of these comments, you guys, that's actually comical. The like spam comments. Okay. Christy, heck yes. Decluttering has been awesome. Love personal development content. How did you become such an adult? You are inspired. Oh, that's very, keep coming. No, you guys are funny. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Good parents, and life kicked me down a few times. I don't really know. Yeah, okay. Love the live chat. Looking forward to your organization videos. Yeah, I have a lot of organization because I've just been on this like minimalism kick, and oh my gosh, how do I block somebody? Darth Vader, get off of my chat. No, I don't want to visit whatever you want to. Okay. Sorry, guys. Jennifer, any words of wisdom for me opening my home daycare in the next couple months? Words of wisdom. Set very low expectations for yourself personally. Set very high expectations of how you want to be treated from families. So regard yourself as a business, put on the air of a business person and a professional. I have a whole video on how to be seen as a professional, and I think it's really served me over, you know, my years as a provider. Oh my gosh, Darth Vader. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I'm trying to like keeps figuring out how to get on here. Okay. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. But other tips, words of wisdom. Try to do a lot on the weekends starting out and get some routines going, but also make sure you prioritize time with your family. Don't let daycare take up your whole night. I know it probably will for the first few months. You're going to be getting into the swing of things, but make it a priority after like 3 months that you do as much daycare stuff during daycare time, because it's essential that you don't burn out. It's essential for your family's financial stability. It's essential for those families' financial stability so they can go to work. And it's essential for those children to have a safe place with a provider who's happy and full of energy and looks forward to them coming most of the time. So just, you know, really prioritize your family and know that all the families are going to do the same. So don't make judgments based just on what would be the best for everybody else, because they're already thinking of themselves. And this is not to be mean, but they're thinking about themselves. Sometimes you need to think about yourself and not just think about everybody else. Mic drop. Okay. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, Amy, for reporting it. Priscilla, how about implementing the experience of a topic Q&A and you have access to quality family? Okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Oops. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We will not be back next Wednesday because we have an obligation that day, but we will be back in 2 weeks for our next live. Whatever, I don't really know. But make sure you're just following us on Instagram. I usually will say something about the next live in my stories and ask for questions. I post it on our Facebook page as well, and then our YouTube community tab, which I think you see in your subscriptions feed. So just, you'll hopefully see us pop up there so you know when the next one will be. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope we brought some kind of value to your life, if not just some entertainment at me being ridiculous. So thank you guys. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Have a great night.